science. He is awarded with various fellowships like Junior Research Fellowship by DST, Senior Research Fellowship by Government of Maharashtra, Doctor Fellowship by Sejong University, Saving. His area of research interest in the field of nanoparticles, chemical deposition methods, hydrothermal methods, and electron deposition technologies. He worked with various techniques and technologies in his research career. He published more than 20 papers in the international and national well-reputed journals, which are in the UGC care list. Also, he has granted with 4 patents on his field. He made various conferences at the national and international levels and presented various papers and papers in that conferences. With this brief introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Pranay Katkar sir for his speech. Thank you, sir. Good morning to all of you, and thank you for my brief introduction. Am I audible? Okay. Today I'm talking about the supercapacitor applications. Actually, yesterday Professor Lokhande sir already talking about the supercapacitor on the materials of oxide, hydroxide, sulfides like that. But today I'm talking about the phosphate materials because I'm working on that. So also I'm discussed about the introduction of supercapacitor, its advantages, applications, and one of the example of supercapacitor, how it is work, and device demonstration purpose like that. So now to start. So at first, the introduction of supercapacitor in the past few decades, the increasing demands of portable electronics has encouraged a great deal of research to develop high energy storage devices like battery, supercapacitor, fuel cells. Among the various energy storage devices, supercapacitor has a supreme choice for the clean and green energy, as well as it has moderately high energy, and it has high power density. The supercapacitor have 3 types of supercapacitors. At first, the EDLC type supercapacitor, and in this supercapacitor, this works in non-periodic reactions. It means the electrolytic ion not interacted on the surface of electrolyte. Actually, it is attached to the surface of electrode material and form a layer. It is called as a Helmholtz layer. And the application examples of the EDLC type supercapacitor. EDLC means electric double layer capacitor, and the application examples of this type of supercapacitor is the carbonaceous materials like graphene, CNTs, activated carbon like that. The second type of this supercapacitor is the pseudocapacitor type supercapacitor, and in this supercapacitor, it works periodic reactions. It means redox reactions are there. So electrolytic ions are reacted to the surface of electrode materials, and the example of this pseudocapacitor type materials like metal oxides, hydroxides, sulfides, phosphates like that. And the third type is a very important type. This is a symmetric type supercapacitor or a hybrid supercapacitor. In this type of supercapacitor, both EDLC type and pseudocapacitor type materials are used in this hybrid capacitor. I'll give you one example. Suppose cobalt phosphate as a pseudocapacitive material and RgO as a EDLC type material. So the combination of these two materials called as a hybrid capacitor.
cobalt phosphate on RGO, so you can say like the symmetric supercapacitor. There are various advantages of supercapacitor. At first, it gives moderately high energy density, as well as it gives high power density. Also, its ability to fast charging and discharging. Also, it gives long cycle life, and it reduces the size of battery as well as weight and cost as well. Also, the application of supercapacitors is the portable electronics like electric vehicles, mobile chargers, camera flashes, as well as the biomedical equipments like a defibrillator and pacemaker like that. So now I'm going to our topic, why I'm choosing the metal phosphate material. Actually, Professor Lokhande said yesterday, metal sulfide, sorry, metal oxides and sulfides, but there are this various disadvantages like conductivity as well as the stability also. But in the metal phosphate, it gives very high long-term stability because of the pure covalent, strong pure covalent band. Also, it gives a rich redox behavior and the open framework structure. The metal phosphate is nowadays it is a very emerging material. That's why this is used in the various fields like battery, fuel cells, and capacitor as well. So now I'm going to the topic. Actually, I'm going to discuss about this material. Cobalt. I'm preparing last 2 years a cobalt phosphate material for the supercapacitor application, and this is the one of example I'll give. In this project, I prepared cobalt phosphate material by hydrothermal method on stainless steel substrate by different urea concentrations. Urea is a hydrolyzing agent to use different morphologies like that. So in this presentation, in this project, the cobalt and phosphate precursor concentrations is same, but the urea variation is present in there. So the after 120 after 90 minutes, the cobalt phosphate, violet colored cobalt phosphates use the fumes like that. This is the fumes after deposition, after 90-minute deposition. And the interesting thing is that the increase in urea concentration, the thickness of thin films is increased up to the third sample and then again decreases because of the increasing growth rate of cobalt phosphate material by urea hydrolysis. And this is the pill of the material of the last sample. That's why the thickness of this film is reduced. When I studied this material using structural, morphological, and electrochemical study, at first I studied structural study. In this study, I tested XRD and FTIR. And in the XRD study, the peak position of 30 is increased. This peak position is a 0, plane 0 to 0 is the increase with increasing urea concentration. And also the peak position 0.1 is reduced with increasing urea concentration. It means the morphology is oriented growth. And the also interesting thing is that the cobalt phosphate CO3 PO4 price 4:2. The first phase is the CO3 PO4 price 4:2, and increasing urea concentration, it is the phase changed to the 8:2. It means the hydrous content of cobalt phosphate is increased with increasing urea concentration. Similarly, the FTIR study below 900 peaks is the metal oxygen peaks, and in between 900 to 1000 peaks is the phosphate PO bonding, and the above peaks, 1000 above peaks is the different kind of water molecules. And also interesting thing is that The increasing urea concentration, the hydrous content is also increased, and you can see in this shape of this hydrous content, it increases with increasing urea concentration. When I studied the XPS study of this material, and it confirms the cobalt, phosphorus, oxygen elements are present in there, and we accumulated the cobalt spectrum, and it gives various oxidation states like 2 plus, 3 plus, like that, and oxygen contains three peaks, deconjugated peaks, and the first one is the metal oxygen, second one is the phosphorus oxygen, and third one is the hydrous content of water molecule. So the third three types of this structural study confirms the prepared material is cobalt phosphate with hydrous content. Then I studied morphology of this material for different magnifications, and increasing urea concentration, the morphology little bit changed. It means the not drastically changed, it just size, shape, and thickness is changed with increasing urea concentration. So the in this first figure, you can see this is the microflower with microplate like structure, and with increasing urea concentration, it alters to the microflakes like structure. It means the size and shape is reduced. This is the morphological evolution of microflower to microplates to the microflakes, and width and thickness is increased, and thickness is also increased in that samples with increasing urea concentration, and morphology increased with third sample. This is the microflakes like structure, and it gives easy intercalation because of the size is matters, and the microplates is converted to microplates. It means the size is reduced, or the thickness of the plate is reduced to flakes. That's why it is easy intercalation into the electrode material. When I studied electrochemical study of this prepared material, cobalt phosphate material, using a high NPM electrochemical workstation, and this is the schematic diagram of this 3 electrode cell system. In this system, 3 electrodes are used for the preparation or for the testing of electrochemical performance. This is the working electrode, it means our electrode prepared material electrode. This is the counter electrode, this is platinum plate, and this middle one is the reference electrode. So with respect to the reference electrode, we tested the voltage of our material. This is the calculation. This is the formulas for calculation of the supercapacitor using CV and GCD study. CV means cyclic alternator, and GCD means galvanistic charge discharge study. And the specific energy as well as the specific power is calculated by GCD study using these formulas. Now I'm discussing about the electrochemical study of cobalt phosphate material. And in the sample, all samples shows CV study with increasing urea concentration. The shape of current area under the curve, this current area under the curve increases with increasing urea concentration. And similarly, in the charge discharge study, the increasing urea concentration, charging and discharging time also increases. This is the best electrode sample, CV and GCD study for different scan rates and different current densities. And this is the remaining samples for the CV and GCD studies for different scan rates and different current densities. It also shows that the increasing urea concentration, the CV curve or CV shape is increased. Current area under the curve is increased with increasing urea concentration. Similarly, in the charge discharge study, same like that, the charging and discharging time is also increased. Then I studied capacity contribution and battery type contribution of material. And in this study, we calculated B value. It's mean using the Power's law. B value means if B value is 0.5, so it is called as a battery type behavior. And if B value is 1, then it is called as pseudo capacitive behavior. So in our case, the B value is in between 0.5 and 1. So this is 0.64, sorry, 0.62, 0.64, 0.68, something like that. So in our case, the material is both pseudo capacitive and battery type behavior. Then I calculated contribution of battery type and pseudo capacitive type behavior using this modified Power's law method. And in this study, we can see the battery type behavior is increased as compared to capacitive behavior. It means the our material is more battery type as compared to pseudo capacitive material. Calculated the specific capacitance of this material using charge study, and the specific capacitance is 800 per gram at a 2 milliampere per gram current density. So I calculated energy density and power density of this single electrode. Actually, this energy density and power density is not calculated for single electrode. It's just calculated for this purpose. But this is that's why I'm calculating energy density and power density. Then calculated study, and it also shows that the increasing concentration with increasing decreasing RCT value. RCT value means charge transfer resistance value, and RS means the solution resistance. But the solution resistance is not in the solution resistance. It is sum of the solution resistance, electrode resistance, and connection resistance. So the RCT value is increases with increasing urea concentration up to the third sample, and again it's increases because of the sample and the morphology change. That's why the whole sample is also increase RCT values. Then I tested this best electrode cyclic stabilities in CV study for 3000 CV cycles, and it gives 84% capacitance retention. And after cyclic stability, you can see this is the morphology after cyclic stability, and it shows not drastic change is observed in the morphology, just nanoparticles are observed in the surface of this plates. It is called, it is observed because of the intercalation of the ionic electrolyte on the surface of this surface electrode. Because of the this electrode I used for the demonstration for so I prepared this CUS electrode using chemical bath deposition method, and I studied electrochemical study as well, also structural and morphological study. And the XRD study confirms the prepared material is copper sulfate and stainless steel substrate. Because of this, the stainless steel peaks are observed in this XRD pattern, and the morphology. It is the microflowers with micro particles are observed in this surface of stainless steel substrate. So the prepared material is used for the negative electrode as well. Then I studied the electrochemical study of the single electrode only. It means that this is a negative electrode for single electrode to electrode purpose. And I tested CV charge discharge and electrochemical performance using a charge discharge study. And the CV and GCD study calculated using different scan rates and different current densities, and the specific capacitance of this negative electrode is a 673 farad per gram at a 2 milliampere per centimeter square current density. Okay. Okay, now I'm preparing the cobalt phosphate as a positive electrode and copper sulfate as a negative electrode using a aqueous device. It means a solution of electrolyte, two electrolyte electrode cell system. And this is the CV graph of positive and negative electrodes in the negative potential window for negative electrode and the positive potential window for a positive electrode. And then I calculated CV and charge discharge of this aqueous device in 1 molar KOH electrolyte for different scan rates and different current densities for the 1.6 potential window. Generally, the single electrodes we cannot measure after the 1.23 potential window because of the water splitting is observed in there. That's why in the single electrode, we cannot measure after the 1.23 potential window, but the asymmetric device, we measured about 1.23 potential window. And how to choose this potential window because of the sum of these positive and negative electrodes, and then this addition of these two electrodes, then we can measure this asymmetric device up to this range of this voltage for CV and GCV also. And the specific capacitance of this aqueous device is the 163 farad per gram at a 2 milliampere per gram, sorry, milliampere per centimeter square current density. And the energy density and the power density of this device is 58 watt hour per kg at 1.5 kilowatt per kg energy power density, and cyclic stability of this device is 94% capacitance retention after 3000 GCD cycles. Then I prepare a solid state device using a cobalt phosphate as a positive and series as a negative electrode as a large surface area, and these electrodes are used as positive and negative electrodes. So, plastic tape because of the leakage of this electrode, and then this electrode is used for the device demonstration and electrochemical study also. When we study the electrochemical study first, using CV and GCD also, in this study, we can see both oxidation and reduction peaks are observed, positive and negative electrode. Oxidation peaks and reduction peaks are observed in this CV graph for different scan rates, and then I study charge discharge study for different current densities, and the specific capacitance of this device is very high as compared to aqueous device because of this is actual device demonstration or actual practical purpose device demonstration of this device. But the specific capacity little bit less because of the PA gel, like PA is a little bit resistive, that's why the performance is a little bit less, and the performance is 70 farad per gram at a 2 milliampere per centimeter square current density. Then this is the energy and power density of this device, and it is 25 watt hour per kg at 0.9 kilowatt per kg. It means 900 watt hour per kg. And this is the practical device demonstration of this device using two serially connected devices charged for 30 seconds and discharged using this LED panel. This is the LED panel, 65 red LED panel for 4 minutes. And this figure shows this is the high intensity glow. It means high power density. for the 40 seconds is observed, and then it gives up to the 4 minute. It gives high power density, energy density up to the 4 minute. Finally, we conclude the microflowers with microplate-like structured cobalt phosphate by hydrothermal synthesis. Hydrothermal synthesized cobalt phosphate material is good and well material because of the high energy density as well as high specific capacitance, and it gives very good practical demonstration using the 65 road LED panels. Then I prepared RGO. This is the patent of this. This is good achievement actually, and in this project, I got this Indian patent in the last year. Then I prepared RGO electrode for supercapacitor application. Actually, this is negative electrode, and for the testing of asymmetric device preparation. So at first, I prepared graphene oxide solution by modifying the as an oxidizer, and then this graphene oxide is dispersed in water for some amount of water. Some amount of the graphene oxide is dispersed in water, and this solution is placed under hydrothermal bond for 150 degrees centigrade for 12 hours, and then after 12 hours, it gives RGO, reduced graphene oxide, after 12 hours. Then this reduced graphene oxide is directly not dry because of the structure of this material. That's why it's fresh graph. As electrode. This is the structural study of this RGO electrode. G1 RGO electrode. In this figure shows the peak position confirms the prepared material is GO graphene oxide, and this peak positions also confirms the GO is successfully reduced using hydrothermal method, and this peaks confirms the RGO material. Also, the Raman study confirms in this peak D and G band is different and G is graphite. So the GO solution D band is less as compared to graphite because of the less defects are observed in the graphene oxide. But in the case of RGO, D band is increased because of the defects is increased. That's why the D band is also increased. And the 2D and G plus D bands confirms the prepared materials, both GO and RGO is multi-layered and nanosheet-like structure. Also, the BET study confirms the surface area of RGO is 37 meters. Actually, the particle is huge, 600. This is the expression of the experimentation. That's why this is as conscious matter like CNTs, activity carbon like that. This is the surface morphology of graphene oxide, and it shows multi-layered sheet-like structure observed with micro-sized or nano-sized sheets are observed in the surface of stainless steel. Then I studied electrochemical study of RGO electrodes for negative electrode purpose. That's why I'm using negative potential window for a CV and GCD calculation, also for different scan rates and different current densities and the specific capacitance calculated using CV study. And this is the 343 farad per gram at 5 millivolt per second. And the charge discharge study for charge discharge study. This is the 243 farad per gram at 3 milliampere ampere per gram. So finally, we conclude the successful reduction of GO by hydrothermal method, and it gives very high surface area as well as very high electrochemical performance as compared to different carbonaceous material like CNT or any other materials like activated carbon like that. Finally, I acknowledge my professor, Dr. Sian Chu, and Professor Dr. Magan Patil for his continuous guiding, support, and help. Also, this is my collaborators in these universities, and this is my group members in Department of Physics, Sejong University, South Korea. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So now you have any questions, please.
Now the session is open for discussion. If anyone has any queries or want to know more about the supercapacitor, questions, ask the questions to sir.
Actually, we know about a little bit supercapacitor yesterday. So we have any question, then you can.
Yes, yes.
Sir, is RGO same as graphene?
Yes.
Same.
Yes. Anyone other?
Actually, graphene oxide and reduced graphene oxide is different because of the graphene oxide attached to the hydroxide layers. And with increasing, after the reduction of graphene oxide, the hydroxide sites is almost removed.
Any other question? On online mode, anyone want to ask some questions to sir? Okay, thank you, sir. Please have a seat. Now the session is at the conclusion. Dr. Pranab Kadkar sir has discussed so many things with us on about supercapacitor. He worked on the supercapacitor, he prepared supercapacitor and tests its properties by applying various parameters. He gives information about the formation of cobalt phosphate supercapacitor and copper sulfate as a supercapacitor. So prepare both kinds of electrodes as a positive and negative electrode. For the negative electrode, he uses RGO, that is electrode of a graphene oxide, which acts as a negative electrode. He work for that and give more information about the capacitors, how they can work there, how can we prepare the capacitors, and what is the application of the capacitors. I thanks to Dr. Pranab Kadkar sir for your valuable guidance on the field of capacitor as a material science. As we are discussing about the material science, we work for that. Thanks to you for your guidance and by enlightening our students on the topic of capacitor. I also extend my thanks to all the participants who are present over here and on the online offline mode. You are the part of our conference, which is being held for 2 days on the emerging trends in the material science. I extend my thanks to all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello. After this, we are starting for the presentation on the online mode. I think sir want to say something to you.
Actually, I want to say something. I'm an editor of the International Journal of Energy Research. So if you want to publish your work in that journal, in this journal, so you can contact me. I will definitely help you guys.
It's a kind of opportunity to all of us, all those who are working for a research and upcoming researchers, that anyone want to publish their research in a field of energy. Sir is the editor. So he definitely help us for the editing session and publishing our papers in international journals. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm giving chairperson Dr. Indikam sir for chair this session. So next session is oral presentation. So I request to Dr. Kosti sir to schedule the next session.
Dear participant, dear
Dear participant, we have received 89 oral and paper presentation response. We are going to start in 5 minutes oral and paper presentation. So the rule is, I already mentioned on our group, but again I repeat. The oral presentation or paper presentation, the duration of that 5+2. 5 in the sense 5 for the presentation, 2 minutes for the question and answer. You can extend the 5 minutes, but you will decrease the question and answer that particular minute. So total 7-minute presentation should be there. And few students from our MEC DP Bhosle College, Koregaon College, will start the oral presentation. Meanwhile, online presentation, online participant should be ready with that, and we will announce the name. I already display the list, the sequence of the oral presentation. So please ready with that. So in 2 minutes, we will start the oral presentation. Thank you. So as we know, we are going to number the presentation. We are going to screen the 3 best oral or paper presentation, and that number will announce in valedictory function. So all the best, all participants for oral and paper presentation. Pratibha Sutar. Pratibha Sutar. Dear participant, we are going to start the oral and paper presentation. The first oral presentation speaker is Pratibha Sutar. Please come on the stage. Sutar. After that, Dr. Sangeeta Sinde. Pratibha Sutar will start the oral and paper presentation. After that, Dr. Sangeeta Sinde should be ready with her presentation. Before going to start, I just again repeat, we are looking to give 5 plus 2 minutes. After 5 minutes, there is an alert for you, and after say 7 minutes, big alert for you. So you have to finish your presentation. So we'll start with Pratibha Sutar. All the best. Your time start now.
Good morning, everyone. I am Pratibha Ramchandra Sutar, in MSc second year analytical chemistry student. The today's title of my PPT presentation is Research of Sanjeevani. The title of Research of Sanjeevani is very mythological subject, but composition is new. It is very well-known story about Sanjeevani related to Ramayana. In Ramayana, the fierce of battle happened between Ram brother Lakshman and Ravan son Meghdad. In that time, happened between Ram brother Lakshman and Ravan son Meghnad. In the fetters, blow hit Lakshman and Lakshman lost consciousness. In that desperate hour, Hanuman approached to Lanka. In royal physician Sushen. For guidance, for advice, he asked to Hanuman to rush to Dronagiri Hill and fetch the Sanjeevani. This is the story about Sanjeevani. We also know about that story in Ramayana. Next. Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani is an imaginary dream supposed to confirm mortality to mankind. According to other part, drugs and medical herbs are the real Sanjeevani of the Sanjeevani. It is very miraculous property to Sanjeevani. So next. Sanjeevani of life in Ayurveda. First one which is Digitalis. Digitalis is the native in Europe, Western Asia and Northwestern Africa. It is an active compound of cardiology in glycosides. They are increase the tone of heart and certain cure the conditions of hearts. Next. Second one is black pepper. They are also known of black pepper. They are used in spice and seasoning. In black pepper, active compounds are piperine, alkaloids, terpenes, and volatile oils. They are therapeutic use in black pepper. They are stimulant. We also know stimulant compounds. They are used in cancer, curing cancer. Yesterday, we'll give the great knowledge, the cancer, by gives Dr. Nanasaheb Thorat to curing a cancer by a stimulant compound. They are anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidant, improve blood sugar control, lower cholesterol level, and fighting properties to cancer and depression. Next. Nux vomica. They are native in India, Southeast Asia. It is used to digestive tract disorder disease. Disorder disease to cure heart, lungs, circulatory system, nerve condition, and depression, migration, headache. In an active compounds are alkaloids. They are also stimulant. Next. Cinchona. Cinchona is very common name is Nilgiri. It is very well-known herbs. They are native in India and tropical erosive forest, Western South America. Increasing appetite, promoting the release of digestive juice. It cures the stomach problems like bloating, fullness of stomach. They cure the stomach problems. Next. Next one is basil herbs. They are extract the basil herbs from eugenol. They derived eugenol from basil herbs. Basil herbs. They have done practical in our lab to find the eugenol. They are following the process of the derived the eugenol. Next. They are the Sanjeevani of herbal plants. When before in below the Sanjeevani of allopathic drugs. Biotin. Biotin is a vitamin B. Also, you know that vitamin B. Vitamin B is act as a carrier of CO2. It's sourced in groundnut milk, vegetables, meat, fruits, meats, and function of biotin used to straightening of hairs and nails. And also used as metabolism, carbohydrates, fat, and amino acid. Next. Ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid, it is vitamin E. Its sources of ascorbic acid in amla, gawa, coriander, and amarnath leaves, cabbage, fruit like orange, pineapple, mango, tomato, banana, grapes. The function of ascorbic acid, it acts as an antioxidant. It protects vitamin E and vitamin B complex. It required for proper bone and teeth formation. Next. Epinephrine. Its source of epinephrines are neurotransmitter hormones. It's related to adrenal gland, present in the top of kidney. It is heart-shaped. It play important role in your body, fight the response of depression and treat many more treating condition. Next. Salbutamol. Salbutamol, it is developed from modification of neurolepinin and it is adrenal present. It also neurotransmitter. Salbutamol is used to relieve symptoms of asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease such as wheezing and feeling breathless. It comes in inhaler. Glucagon. Its source in derived from proglucagon, which proceed into number of related peptides hormones. It function of glucagon, it is a hormone to control glucose level in your blood cell. Next. We will discuss or show the hormones, vitamin, drugs are very essential in day-to-day life. But some gases used in medicated gases are follows. Oxygen, it used in inhalation therapy. Nitrogen, it is medicated supporting gas. It is used for power surgical tools and other equipments. Medicated vacuum, it is essential vacuum component of patient cure of a theoretic drainage, gastric empty, wound cleaning, excess and blood removal during surgery. In sterile environment required to dedicated vacuum system. And carbon dioxide, it is used to less invasive surgery. Nitrous oxide, it is also used and commonly known to carbon dioxide to your MSc second year student. They are laughing gas. Nitrous oxide, it helps to anxiety and pain to take a few minutes to work and wears off again with minutes and stop. Medicated air. Medicated airs are different from oxygen and ordinary air. Similarly, composition to air as we breathe. It is ultra clean and dry purified. It is non-flammable. These are properties to medicated gases. They are normal in our composition in air. 78% contain nitrogen and 21% oxygen. Last. Synchronous hold the hope of dead. Synchronous hold out of the hope that dead we can revive in the future. That are the smart technology in the future. Sufficiently to medical advancement, while Hydra and Planaria worm, it is possible to biological immortal by use of drug and herbal plant. That is the Sanjeevani. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, participant. But there is again, I repeat the rules. You have to stop your presentation before 7 minutes. Okay. From next participant, we will interrupt in between. So please be aware about that. Next, Dr. Sangeeta Sinde. You are co-host, so you can share your slide.
Hello. Hello, sir. May I share my slides, sir?
Okay, meanwhile, we will another
Or you are sharing my slide, or may I share my slide?
yes. We are unable to, you are not clear, ma'am.
Hello.
Clear to us.
Hello, sir. May I share the slides, sir?
Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. You can,
Uh,
no problem.
so you share my slides, sir, please.
Can you share your screen, ma'am?
Yesterday I have sent the slides, no? So please, can you share the slide for me?
Okay, no problem, ma'am.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, you are audible, ma'am. You can start. You have only 5 + 2 minutes, 7 minutes total. You are
Okay. Good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Sangeeta Shinde. I'm going to present a paper entitled Synthesis of Characterization of Copper Oxide Nanoparticles via Sol-Gel Method. Next slide, please, sir. The paper contains the objective of research, introduction to nanotechnology, synthesis of copper oxide nanoparticles using Sol-Gel method, results and discussion, and the conclusion. Next slide, please. The objective of my research is synthesis of copper oxide nanoparticles using the Sol-Gel method. And then these synthesized particles are characterized by using the XRD, UV, SEM, and for the confirmation, the band gap energy is also studied. Next slide. Basically, we should know what is a nanotechnology. The field of applied science whose theme is the control of matter on an atomic and molecular scale is a nanotechnology. Next slide, sir. The origin of nanotechnology. The Richard Feynman is the grandfather of nanotechnology. He first conceived the idea of molecular manufacturing in his 1959 speech. There is a plenty of room at the bottom in which he described the possibilities of synthesis via direct manipulation of atoms. Next. There is a very vast area of the nanotechnology. Here, some applications are given. The nanotechnology is used in a IT field, mechanical engineering, robotics, biotech, transportation, national security and defense, food and agriculture, medicine, health, aerospace, energy and environment, advances and materials of the textiles, etc. Next. The nanoparticles, the objects with at least one of their dimension in the range of 1 to 200 nanometers are called the nanoparticles. So why we are considering the nanoparticles? As it's a high surface area, it is a significant reduction in the material usage. The unique properties that is different from the bulk as well as the molecules. It's ideal mechanical, chemical, electrical, optical, magnetic, and magneto-optical properties and high reactive. Next. While synthesis of nanoparticle, there are two approaches. The first one is a top-down and the second is the bottom-up. In a top-down, we start with the bulk material and cut away materials to make the what you want, as shown in the figure. And the bottom-up approach is a building what you want by the assembling it from building blocks such as atoms and molecules, and atom by atom, molecule by molecule, or a cluster by cluster, as shown in the diagram. Next. The synthesis of nanoparticles. There are various methods of the synthesis. These methods are divided basically in three types: physical methods, biological methods, and chemical methods. In a physical methods, the mechanical and vapor techniques are there. In a biological, here we are going to using the biomembrane or DNA, enzymes, and microorganisms. And the chemical methods consist of co-participant, Sol-Gel processing, microemulsion, hydrothermal and soluthermal synthesis, sonochemical synthesis, and template synthesis. In my research, I am going to use this Sol-Gel process, Sol-Gel method. Next. Next. Previous. Previous one, sir. Previous one. It is the next one. Okay, these are the methods. Next. So, while studying the synthesis of copper oxide, here I'm going to use the Sol-Gel method. The Sol-Gel method is based on an inorganic polymerization reaction. There are 4 steps: the hydrolysis, polycondensation, drying, and thermal decomposition. The size of the sol particles depend on the solution composition and here pH and the temperature. As shown in the flow chart, initially I am taking the copper chloride, the 3 gram is there, plus the ethanol. Then NaOH is added here, plus the ethanol. Then all these are added dropwise and stirred for 30 degrees temperature till the dark green color solution is that is the black precipitate is converted. Then this black precipitate is washed with ethanol 3-4 times. Then it is a dry it and at the 60-degree temperature, this sample is annealed at various temperature, that's 200, 300 up to the 400. And then finally, whatever this black powder is there, then it is a grind and we get a copper oxide nanoparticles. Next. While this characterization here, in this characterization, the particle size and the surface area we know from the electron microscopy, then from the XRD and the magnetic measurements. Then to know the surface state, that is the surface composition and the surface morphology, these should be studied by using the characterization technique, that is SAME and TAME, and as well as IR, UV, EDX. These are used for the surface composition. Next. So in this study, the nanoparticles of the copper oxide are prepared. That is the synthesis of copper oxide nanoparticles are done using a Sol-Gel method successfully, and the characterization of these copper oxide nanoparticles are studied by using the techniques, that is the XRD, UV, SAME. Next. The graph. Here, this figure shows the XRD spectra of copper oxide nanoparticles. So this XRD, X-ray diffraction analysis shows the XRD pattern of copper oxide nanoparticles. The XRD diffractogram of copper oxide nanopowder consists of diffraction peaks at these different degrees, which corresponds to the 110, 002, etc. and reflection of copper oxide. All the peaks can be indexed to the monoclinic crystal system. The crystallite size has been estimated from the XRD pattern using the Scher's equation, and the equation is this, where K is the constant and lambda is the X-ray wavelength used in a XRD. 0 is the
Time is out.
Bragg's angle, and beta is the full width at half maximum intensity. That is the broadening due to the crystallite dimension. The average crystallite size of the copper oxide nanoparticle is found to be around a 19.48 nanometer. Next.
Madam, time out, madam. Please wind up.
What?
Conclude your presentation. Time out, ma'am. Already we have 8 minutes. Please conclude your presentation.
Okay. So from this study, from this characterization, here the copper oxide nanoparticles are synthesized successfully, and these should be studied from the different techniques, characterization techniques. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
The next participant. Sharad Saboo. After the Sharad Jadhav sir, please ready, Anvi sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay.
All the best, Jadhav sir. Your time start now.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. I was started to my presentation of the research article of time dependent cobalt oxide nanomaterial synthesized by cathodic electrode deposition for electrochemical supercapacitor application of the under the guidance of my Dr. Anamika Kadam ma'am to the Institute of Science, Mumbai. Okay, then next, sir. Then basically, I have to idea about the unit storage devices for the supercapacitor. You know that is a various energy storage device like battery, fuel cell, and many other component. But here will be that the depends on the energy storage. I can here choose the topic of supercapacitor. That only depends on the type on the charge storage devices. That is first is EDLC, second is a pseudocapacitor, supercapacitor, and that will last will be hybrid supercapacitor. Next step. Okay, then the depending upon the charge storage, that is first is EDLC, that is the activated carbon or carbon compound that contains of this supercapacitor. Then pseudocapacitor as the transition metal oxide like copper oxide, nickel oxide. Then hybrid that only contains of the two combining group, that is EDLC and the pseudocapacitor. Like Professor Dr. Serious talk about that lecture or PS Patil, and the today's lecture morning Dr. Katkar sir, that will be actually say that about the hybrid supercapacitor. Then next, this is my research work. I have synthesized the material various parameter like concentration parameter, pH parameter, and here I can use this research article to the time dependent deposition of the designing material for the nano synthesized cobalt oxide material. And I have give the result about the supercapacitor application to the CV and analysis of the curve that will be here, and the stability and performance about that material. So next. Question. Next. Okay, this will be electrodeposition techniques I can use here for the synthesis of the cobalt material, nanomaterial for 3 electrode system. First is your electrode material, then second is counter electrode, and then will be reference electrode. I can use here for the cobalt oxide material for the electrode deposition and counter electrode as a reference electrode as a another. Okay, and then this will be method used here, potential static method. That will be method here too, but I can use here one of the method, that is the potential statics method. Next, sir. Next, okay. I can I here synthesize a material and then find out the result and discussion about. First is XRD. XRD shows here of the cobalt oxide some peaks of the material of the cobalt oxide and the group of the FD3M of the material, and that will be here some shows the hash peak, that is the stainless steel peak on the substrate of the stainless steel, and that will be peak here. And this will be optimized various temperature, time, that is 5 minute, 10 minute, 50 minute and 20 minute here time deposition. But here some shows of the 10-minute deposition time is very good crystalline size of this material, and this will be shows the cubic structure of this material. Next, sir. Okay, then I can analyze physical physical characterization, that is FTIR analysis, and that will be here shows the stretching and stretch and bound of the electron of the analysis, that is the FTIR analysis here of the cobalt oxide, and that really shows two peaks are the broad peaks nearly 600 to 700, and another peaks is shows that is nearly 1060 623, and another that will be shows some peak of the impurity addition. Okay, next. Then here another characterization, physical characterization like same, that is scanning electron microscopy, and that only shows here some of the deposition different morphology about the surface, and that will A shows the 5 minute, B shows the 10 minute, then the C is the notation shows the 50 minutes, and then another D is the shows the 20-minute time deposition, and that will be here shows some of the porous network, some of the interconnected network, some of the porous and interconnected, then the spongy network of the same. But here we see that that the result of the same analysis, that the 10-minute deposition are the porous network of the cobalt oxide, and which is more applicable for the supercapacitor application. Next. Okay, then the main application of this supercapacitor, that is the electrochemical application, and this is first of this is a CV curve, CV analysis, that is the cyclic voltammetry analysis. I have here shown the some of the parameter of the time dependent, that is 5 minute, 10 minute, 50 minute, 20 minutes of the CV curves. But here more redox reaction are the 10-minute deposition time of cobalt oxide nanomaterial, and that will be here shows of the various scan rate, that is 5 to 100 millivolt per second. Then the another CV curves which is shown in figure B, that will be show of the partial optimized sample, that is 10-minute deposition time of the cobalt oxide of the various scan rate to 5 to 100 millivolt per second, and that will last C will be graph of the inner density will scan rate versus specific capacitance, scan rate versus specific capacitance of the CV curves, and that will show 10-minute deposition is very good promising material for the cobalt oxide, and which is shows is 11.5 farad per gram. Here I can show here. Okay, next question, sir. Okay, then another characterization of the supercapacitor is galvanostatic charge discharge analysis. This is very important because of the, you know, that cobalt oxide material shows the some will be battery material, some will be supercapacitor material. Then here will be analysis by using this performance or this characterization, that is the material is the pseudocapacitor or battery-like material. This shows the material is a symmetric analysis, and that only shows the pseudocapacitor nature at the various current density, that is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 milliampere per centimeter. That will be here shows some. Then last will be EIS, electrochemical impedance spectroscopy. This is will be very important for the supercapacitor, another electrochemical analysis, and this will be graph will be optimized sample, that is 10-minute deposition, and this is graph shows Nyquist plot of the graph. This will be graph with the Nyquist plot, and I can here use a circuit diagram for here. RS is the solution resistance, CT is Q is a charge, RCT is a charge time, then W is a further constant about that that will be okay. And then I can here put up this my result of this circuit parameter like RES, RCT. Okay, then questions next. Okay, then I can conclusion about that material. This material, cobalt oxide material, is porous material about by using same analysis. Then synthesis on the stainless steel, and by using cathodic electrodeposition. Then here will be use a various deposition time effect of the various deposition time on the structure, morphology and star storage supercapacitor application. And the 10-minute deposition time of the cobalt oxide is more suitable for the result of charge storage application. Okay, then next. Okay, some will be references I can using by this research article. Okay, then last. Okay, and to thank you to all organizing team, my research supervisor, Dr. Anamika Kadam ma'am, my lab mates, and so on, the Wesley College Koregaon organizing team. And lastly, more thank you for Dr. H.S. Zamdare sir. Again, he is many ago times I'm a staff member to the this college. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Next speaker, Kadam. Kadam, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kadam Rohit. I am studying in MSc second year in analytical chemistry in DP Bhosle College, Koregaon. My presentation topic is liquid nanourea. If you know, our country is agriculture dominating country. The urea in the form of slide. The urea in the form of nanoparticles. It is a artificial provides of nitrogen, a major nutrients required by plants. Ramesh Raviya, 34 years old, scientist and inventor holds the credit of synthesizing of nanourea for first time in the world. The innovative product was designed in Kalol, Gujarat at IFCO Nanobiotechnology Research Center. It is an line with Atmanirbhar Bharat and Atmanirbhar Krishi. India started nanourea production on 1st August 2021. This slide shows my project based on from urine we make a urea. We know that more nitrogen contents of in cow pee as compared to human pee. From a cow pee we produce a double production of urea as compared to human pee, and then I make a liquid nano-urea from their conventional urea. My MSc final project based on these topics, and I work on in more details. Next. These are some objectives for IFCO nano-urea liquid. Nano-urea liquid reduce input cost, increase farmer income, enhance crop productivity as faster and better germination of crops. They improve nutritional values and soil. The liquid nano-urea is cheaper than other conventional urea. Next. Mechanism for liquid nano-urea. Liquid nano-urea is sprayed directly on the leaves and get absorbed by the plant. Fertilizer in nano form provide targeted supply of nutrients to crop. According to IFCO, liquid nano-urea contains 4% total nitrogen evenly dispersed in the water. The size of nitrogen particles varies from 20 to 15 nanometers. While conventional urea has efficient of about 25%, the efficiency of liquid nano-urea can be as high 80 to 90%. The other conventional urea fails to have desired impact on crop as it is. The next. There are some applications of liquid nano-urea. It increases production of improved nutritional quality. They increase soil fertility yield of the crop. It will make us crop stronger, healthier, and protect them. It is easy on the pocket of farmers, will be effective in increased farmer income. They are non-toxic and less harmful to environment and humans. They can be spread to all crops, which includes vegetable, fruits, flowers, and medicinal and others. Thank you. Second number. Back again. Sir, The human urine. The human urine the contains the nitrogens and others convention as compared to cow urine is more production of urine urea, sorry. So I can choose this topic.
What is the difference between conventional urea and nano urea?
Sir, this urea enhance crop productivity. This urea can spread directly into the crop leaves. So crop production will be increased and growth are developed.
What is the formula of urea? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next. Prashant sir. Are you going to, you are co-host now, so you can share your slide. If it is not, then email me, I can share. Yes. Prashant sir. Yes, dear participant, I will not announce the name. If you are interested, then raise your hand on Zoom app, then I can co-host you. You have to share your slide and you have to present it. Okay, so now Prashant sir, are you hearing me, sir? Am I audible to you, Prashant sir? Okay, if it is. Prashant sir, am I audible to you? Okay, if it is not, then Trupti will present. Trupti, you have only 5 minutes. Your time start now. You have only 5 minutes.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Trupti Chavan, MSc second year analytical chemistry student. I am here to make short presentation on e-textile. Firstly, I tell you something about the background of e-textile. Textiles have always been in a human heart for thousands of years, and with crucible textile developments or inventions, it has shaped the world as well. The textile industry is now not merely a fabric or garment making industry. Rather, it has created its strong roots into sports, defense, medical, or healthcare monitoring through the e-textile. The journey of e-textile started at the end of the 19th century when people, designers, and engineers tried to combine the electricity within clothing. In 1968, a relationship between apparel and electronics was shown in an exhibition called Body, covering held in the Museum of Contemporary Craft in New York City. And in 1985, an animated sweatshirt was developed by Harry Wainwright. And in 1995, first machine enabling fiber optics was introduced by Wainwright. Since then, the path is being laid and e-textile grow broader and stronger. But today, I tell you e-textile with the help of oximeter, using oximeter to prepare clothes for small babies. In 1972, Tokyo Aoki, a Japanese bioengineer at Nihon Kohden, developed a pulse oximeter based on the ratio of red to infrared light absorption in blood. He obtained a Japanese patent. Oximetry became clinically feasible. Sir, my presentation is in this three parts. Firstly, I tell you introduction about this presentation. Introduction. A biomedical sensor integrated into textiles would enable monitoring of many vitally important physiologically parameters during our daily life. In this presentation, we demonstrate the design of textile based on pulse oximeter for babies. Smart textile are materials and structures that sense and react to environmental conditions or stimuli such as those mechanical, thermal, chemical, electrical, magnetic, and other sources. The term smart textile material are functional textile materials actively interacting with their environment that is responding or adapting to changes in the environment, and smart textile system are textile system exhibiting an intended and exploitable response as a reaction either to changes in its surrounding or to an external signal input. The next. Next. Using oximeter to design clothes for small babies that can understand the baby's body temperature, heartbeat, also understand if baby is in pain. The oximeter utilizes an electronic processor and a pair of small light emitting diodes, LEDs, facing a photodiode through a transparent part of the patient's body, usually a fingertip or an earlobe. But we are used this oximeter in clothes. Usually, oximeter design compromise the three major subsystems: a light delivery subsystem, including analog switches and drivers, along with light emitting diodes, LEDs, at red 660 nanometer and infrared 950 nanometer wavelength. This is a basic circuit of oximeter. Next. Let us look at smart textile fabric can be made from materials ranging from traditional cotton, polyester, and nylon to advanced Kevlar with integrated functionalities. What is important is that the fabric has electrical conductivity. That way, the technology can be powered, but the cloths are also washable. Optical fibers used in this study were produced using a melt spinning process. Take a look at this pictures. Oximeter is systematically placed in a cloth. How oximeter inserted into cloths is shown in these figures. In the oximeter, mainly 5 parts are present, connected such as galvanic skin response, accelerometer, microcontroller, skin temperature, and pulse oximetry. Oximeter and microcontroller situated at a main board. GSR electrodes are connected with pulse oximetry. Here are some reasons for using oximeter. Accelerometer measures the vibrations or acceleration or of motion of a structure. It is used in many electronic devices such as smartphones and wearable devices, etc. Also used in biomedical applications. A microcontroller is embedded inside of a system to control a singular function in a device. It is light sensing, temperature sensing, and controlling device. A galvanic skin response are act as a changes in sweat gland activity that are reflective of the intensity of our emotional state, otherwise known as emotional arousal. Skin temperature is believed to provide an indirect measure of activity in the sympathetic
Conference
also of the blood. I'd like to turn to conclusion of this presentation. Smart textile or e-textiles are a smart system that can both perceive or communicate the environmental conditions and can detect the process, the wearer's condition. E-textiles unique is that they consist of electronics that are interrupted into fabrics like our everyday cloth. In addition to their capability to sense, actuate, and wirelessly communicate, e-textiles are also durable, thin, flexible, and washable, improving medical insights with smart clothing, smart materials, sense changing in the environment around them and respond in predictable manner. Smart textile with self-functioning capabilities are widely acknowledged of the sustainable development of society and to promote the quality of life as well. And thank you.
Thank you. If you have any question, please ask. After this, Shaila Dhotre.
हा येस सर शेअर करते मी स्लाइड.
Shaila Dhotre.
हा येस सर.
Yes, ma'am. Your time start now.
शेअर कर.
Yes.
शेअर झाले सर.
Time start. Ma'am.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
You have only 7 minutes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon. Okay. Synthesis, characterization, and comparative study of copper dope TiO2 by Sol gel and hydrothermal method, and its effects on degradation of a dye, bromothiamol blue. This is the methodology. So I have removed so many slides from here because of the time, sir. So directly coming to the methodology. So I'm going to, I prepared the copper dope TiO2 by the both methods, Sol gel method and the hydrothermal method, by with different taking concentrations. After that, I will go for the characterization and then check it for the degradation of the dye. Actually waste, but here I put the dye. Now these are the characterization techniques. Out of this, I have did the XRD, UV, and IR right now with my this topic. So these are what the first results for the IR which I have made on a trial basis only. So very soon after doing the proper synthesis, this is what our the trial basis. So next. This is what the results of the preparation of the copper TiO2 doped catalyst by the hydrothermal method. So here we prepared 1%, 3%, 4%, and 5% copper doped TiO2, and here the precursor is what titanium isopropoxide, and the doping is done with the copper nitrate. So second column is what the weights we got. After that, temperature we maintained for this preparation. Then time is 24 hours. The color and the amount of the product after heating. So remaining test we are going to do, but the C, sir, first 1% is what surface area here we got. It is 192. And the reported surface area is 139 only. So this is what very a good thing for us, that is we got the good surface area than the reported. Then these are what some examples, sir, or pictures which I have prepared the hydrothermal method. So 2%, 3%, 4%, and 5%. All the pictures are here. Data list which I have prepared with this hydrothermal synthesis. Then this is what the XRD. So XRD indicates that I have got the good anatase phase. And here purposely I did the XRD of 4% and 5% because these two catalysts gave us the positive result with the degradation of the bromothiamol blue dye. This is what the FTIR results, which are what very close to the reported results. Then this is what the same. Here we are going to again go for the same with high resolution. So this is what we don't know about same. So pictures of the catalyst. So in the next way or the next time we will go for the high resolution of the same. Now this is what the actual degradation of the dye. So in the first picture we see that this is what means at no time when we put the catalyst. So first is blank, then second one is use the 4% catalyst, and third is of the 5% catalyst. So after 4 hours in the second picture, we see that the 4% test tube is what showing very faint color. Then after 4 days also after 4 days we observe the same test tube. In the 4% test tube, it is what what more clear. It indicates that there is a degradation of the first observation. We can say that there is a degradation of the thiamol blue. So after that we check whether it is real or not. So for that we did the UV and first second one 4% dye catalyst used. Third one is what the 5% catalyst after the 4 hours. So in the at zero time there is one peak, small peak, and in after 4 hours we got the straight line, and it means here we can conclude that there is a degradation of the dye. Then this is a picture at the time of preparation. So in this way, the first stage of copper doping is done here. Then this is Sol-Gel method, another way of preparation of the same catalyst, just method is what changed. Here so we got for 1% 113, sorry, and reported is what 110, means here we don't got any good things. So these are the pictures. This is the preparation of the by Sol-Gel method catalyst. Then this is the calcination. So calcination we done with only the Sol-Gel method prepared catalyst. So 4%, 2%, 3%, 4%, and 5%. So before and after, this is the color change in the catalyst. Then this is here the peak of 101 indicates that this is anatase we got in this picture. This is the same for the Sol-Gel method, and this is what again trial on bromothiamol blue dye with the 4-TiO2 paste. But we got the good the hydrothermal process. So when we compare the two methods, Sol-Gel and hydrothermal, the Sol-Gel the hydrothermal method gives the good result. So this is what the UV for Sol-Gel method. Here also we got the minimization of the peak, or peak intensity is minimized after 4 hours. This is the conclusion. In conclusion, we can say that the hydrothermal method is what very good, or the catalysts are preparing by hydrothermal method, having the good anatase phase, then good surface area, and the application is also good. That is what the bromothiamol blue dye gives the degradation with this catalyst. And this is what my first work which I have presented over here. So thank you. And I thank you for all the team of Koregaon Park College, DP Bhosle College, for giving me a chance to present over here. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Please stop your sharing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for presenting.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Please stop the sharing, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Shanta, please share your slide.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Okay. I will share my slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Prashant Sarwarkar. Today I give a presentation on my paper. The title of my paper is preparation of alumina thin film by preparation of alumina thin film with a thermal insulation property. So all other precursor used by alumina thin film, we separate out some alumina precursors by their structure and their results by literature survey. As per our literature survey, there is a two-way to synthesis of alumina thin film. One using aluminum alkoxide precursor and second is a aluminum salt precursor. Here we discuss the aluminum alkoxide precursor, that is the aluminum trisecondary butoxide, and the aluminum salt precursor is the aluminum nitrate and chloride. So according to our literature survey, so aluminum salt based precursor shows higher thermal insulation property than the aluminum alkoxide. So we using all of the three precursors for the testing for the aluminum thin film preparation. So there is a basic way to formation of by Sol-Gel method to thin film. There is a chemical reaction of aluminum thin film erosion. So here we using, I think so slide. Okay. Here we using aluminum precursor, that is aluminum trisecondary butoxide, and it is act as a precursor. The molar ratio is 1:0.6:16. There is a ratio is aluminum trisecondary butoxide, water, and ethanol. Then it heat up to 60 degrees Celsius, and then formation of sol. After the sol formation, by this technique, we use a deep coating unit for the coating on a thin film. Furthermore, also there are two another precursors, that is aluminum chloride and aluminum nitrate are used, and there is a chemical reaction is presenting. I am here. So here using propylene oxide for the solution that is aluminum nitrate, where oxidizing by the using propylene oxide. The propylene oxide act as here is an oxidizing agent to aluminum nitrate aluminum precursor, and then formation of ALO bridge we can see in the condensation reaction. After the condensation reaction, the before gel formation, we using further deep coating technique here to the use for the aluminum thin film formation. So here are some characterization results of all of these thin films, and they all shows are all confirmed by using GCPDS card number 490133 to confirm the alumina formation on the thin film. Then FTIF also confirm the ALO bridge. There is a present of Al2O3 formation in this thin film, and there is confirmation by FTR analysis. After that, we further studied their thermal gravimetric analysis using TJ, that is a TJ, which can we say that up to 800 degrees Celsius, all three aluminum structures are stable, and there is a we can conclude from this results the alumina structures are stable up to 800 degrees Celsius. Then okay, I think here are missing the images. My slide due to animated images are I'm not seeing. All readers are all audience are see or not see, I don't know. But as per the results, I am here presenting in the tabulated format. The aluminum alkoxide based precursor aluminum thin film are more stable up to almost 150 or almost to 165 degrees Celsius. To conclude that conclusion, we're going through using simple the hot plate method and IR camera images to to conclude experiment or observing these results. So thank you. And there is some contact angles results. The aluminum alkoxide precursor shows 119, and thin film that using by aluminum salt based are less contact angle. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I think
Sir, one question is there.
actually I'm sorry there is no
Yes, no problem.
I think some slides are missing and some slides are not showing the animated part of my work. Therefore, I'm sorry.
Yes, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes. Sir.
Aluminum secondary butoxide,
Yes, sir.
air stable.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, you got my question or not?
Sir, please repeat it again.
Aluminum secondary butoxide, is it air stable or what controlling measures you have?
Aluminum trisecondary butoxide, it is a volatile solution, and we will store when we using of aluminum tributoxide are using in ethanol, so it is stable, I think. And but pure aluminum trisecondary butoxide, it is a highly volatile, it's liquid in form, but when you contact with air, it is solidified.
But I think you need to use nitrogen atmosphere.
Hello, sir.
You need to use nitrogen atmosphere as far as this material handling is concerned. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. After that,
Okay, thanks.
Sajid Nim. I'm sorry if I'm wrong in pronunciation. Sajid Nim. You can share your slide and start your presentation. You are co-host now. Yes. You are not audible. Hello? You are not audible. You are not audible, sir. Sir, please check your microphone. If you are trouble to solve, we will take one presentation. After that, you can present. Okay. Please stop your sharing. We'll come back after one presentation. Please stop your sharing, sir. You are not audible. Okay, you can present in last, no problem. Okay, stop the sharing. Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, next presentation from our MSc student. Your time start now. 5 minutes you have.
Good afternoon, honorable chief guest and respected teachers and my dear friends. Please now introduce myself. My name is Nikita Deepak Shedge. My specialized subject is analytical chemistry. I am studying in MSc second year. Now start my presentation topic, decoding of gasoline. Next slide, sir. content of my presentation: introduction, objective, mechanism of gasoline in IC engine. IC engine means internal combustion. Next, the gasoline for vehicles and applications. Introduction of my topic. Our modern world witnessing an age of increased reliance on electric mobility and fuels. Phase out of the internal combustion has already begins. However, to say that humanity depends on fossil fuels and less than would be far from truth. Then constant price fluctuations and availability of the alternate fuel, our global fealty to gasoline and diesel remains unquestionable. Next. Objectives of the gasoline to provide the importance of the gasoline as fuel for internal combustion engine. Second one, gasoline is a kind of chemical soup that is containing incredibly large numbers of ingredients, all carefully selected and blended with produce fuel and desirable properties. Third one is combustion of the gasoline result in high energy density, and this gasoline is useful to valuable fuels as compared to small value of the fuel can provide large amount of useful energy. Fourth one is they are efficient. Gasoline is efficient, cheaper, lightweighted, and refuel so helpful for mankind. Actually, mechanism of the gasoline, different ingredient present in gasoline, but 2,2,4-trimethylene pentane, that is also known as isooctane. Molecular formula of the 2,2,4-trimethylene, that is C8H18. Their boiling point of the 99 degrees Celsius. They are volatile and they are useful. It has role as a fuel, addictive, a non-polar solvent, and nephrotoxin. Second one is cyclohexane. Cyclohexane is a non-polar. Molecular formula of cyclohexane C6H12, and boiling point of the cyclohexane is 18 degrees Celsius. They can reduce soot production. Soot production means kajali utpadan like. Then benzene. Benzene is to improve the octane value. Molecular formula of benzene is C6H6, and boiling point of benzene is 80 degrees Celsius. 80 degrees Celsius. Nearly all of major component of the gasoline are derived either directly or indirectly from petroleum, which must be refined before a fuel is obtained. The word of refine suggested a simple separation and purification process, but petroleum is much more complex operation involving many different chemical reactions. Next one is gasoline for vehicles. Gasoline uses internal combustion engines. Gasolines are typically uses ignited combustion engines rather than system used diesel vehicles. Spark ignited system. Fuel is injected into the combustion chamber and combined with air. Then air fuel mixture is ignited by a spark from spark plugs. And most important is although gasoline is the most common transportation fuels, there are alternate fuel options that use similar component and engine systems. This is the main part of the gasoline spectra of the gasoline sample. When gasoline was analyzed with gas chromatography means process of the separating compound in a mixture by igniting a gaseous or liquid sample into mobile phase, typically called as carrier gas, and passing the gas through a stationary phase. When gasoline was carried out by gas chromatography by using GCFID, FID means flame ionization detector, it should be confirmed the major component, that is N-naphthalene, toluene, M-xylene, P-xylene, and decane, benzene, and cyclohexane, etc. Besides, this branched chains plays an important role to make blended soup. It's called as gasoline. Applications of the gasoline as importance in IC engine. Gasoline is used in cars, sports vehicles, light trucks, and motorcycles. Recreational vehicles and boats, equipment and tools used in construction, farming, forestry, and landscape. Electricity generator or portal and emergency power supply. Gasoline makes up half of the all petroleum products are used. Thanks to giving me this opportunity. I am feeling very bland. I am presenting my presentation thanks to the Slay College sir, principal sirs, respected my H of head of department, Jadhav sirs, and also Kosti sirs, MD Nikam sirs also.
Thank you. I think you have question. Stop. Your question from Jadhav sir. Your question for.
So, this presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Just I would like to ask one simple question. Which material is used as an anti-knocking agent? And what do you mean by anti-knock?
N-heftane and anti-knocking means a substance added to petrol to inhibit ignitions. Ignitions means situation in which the fuel air mix in a spark ignition engine.
Thank you, Ankita. The next speaker, Nikita, sorry. Next speaker is Mayuri Evelyn. Yes.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Mayuri Prabhakar Evle. Today I am here presented by Essential Oil Fumigation, a natural ready-made for common household paste. Sir, introduction of my topic is: a pest is any living organism which, compared with human domestic animal, desirable plant for food or water. Fumigation is a method of pest control or the removal of harmful microorganism by completely filling an area with gaseous pesticides or fumigants to suffocate or poison the pest within. Objective is the prevention, keeping a pest from become a problem. Suppression, reduction pest number or damage to an acceptable level. Eradication is destroying an entire pest population. Experimental work is natural extract obtained from different plants such as eucalyptus, mint, camphor, lemongrass, etc. can control different kind of household insect and pest like ant, cockroach, mosquitoes, bugs, flies. Firstly, to take natural product from different plants, extraction of these natural products. After that, changing the physical state of extraction to solid by mixing with filtrate. Testing the product against insect, standardization of the time, export, quantity of fumigation. It is less harmful effect on human health as compared to chemical pesticide. In market, various chemical pesticides are available, such as 2,4-dichlorophene phenoxyl acetic acid, DDT, chlorine. These pesticides have strong control on pests, but it is very harmful our health. Natural pest control or non-chemical pest control is the best way of controlling the pesticide without any infection or skin allergies to human. They are less harmful to human being and more effective agents pests. They are more stable and can be kept for a prolonged period. Thank you.
Just simple question. Do not bother later. What do you mean by essential oil?
Essential oil means
Why it is essential? And what is the meaning?
Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, Siddhi Patil. I am a MSc Analytical Chemistry student. Today's my topic of presentation is green chemistry. Firstly, introduction of green chemistry. Green chemistry consists of chemicals and chemical processes designed to reduce or eliminate negative environmental impacts. The use of production of these chemicals may involve reduced waste products, non-toxic components, and improved efficiency. Green chemistry is a highly effective approach to pollution prevention because it applies scientific solution to real-world environmental situations. Next, objectives. Learn about the green chemistry industry, including principles, technologies, and careers. Second, integrated green chemistry activities into the high school chemistry curriculum. Third is introduce green and sustainability concept to high school students. Fourth, expose students to careers and jobs in the green industry. Third, goals of green chemistry. Use raw materials and feedstock that are renewable rather than depleting. Agricultural products waste of other processes. Reduce depending from fossil fuels, petroleum, natural gas. Applications. Prevention of waste or byproducts, atom economy, less hazardous chemical synthesis, use sulfur solvent and auxiliaries. 6, design for energy efficiency, uses of renewable feedstocks, reduce derivatives. Thank you so much.
So I want to ask simple question as usual. Can you name one green compound and one green solvent?
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Payal Jagdare, MSc Second, Analytical Chemistry. So today's topic on energy material, biofuel from biomass. Introduction.
So renewable energy source can be converted into liquid fuels are called biofuel. The history of biofuel in 1890, Rudolf Diesel was firstly made up of biodiesel. The biodiesel was it is from vegetable oil. In recently 2008 2010 production of biofuel is reached. So what is a biofuel? Bio means living and fuel means hydrocarbons. So hydrocarbons obtained from living matter is called as biofuel. The living means we are not taken living matter. Instead of living matter, we can take only biomass, like agriculture. This is some application. Living matter, we can take only biomass like agriculture waste, seeds, domestic waste, and animal fat. The common biofuel are bioethanol, biodiesel, and biomethanol. This is in the chemistry process, CO2 converts into hydrocarbon molecule, and that used for production of biofuel. Sir, there are two methods are used for biofuel production. Firstly, used fermentation, and second method is transesterification. In the fermentation process, carbohydrate rich source like sugar cane, sugar beet, corn are used for production. The India mostly use sugar cane for this production, and this process was completed in 3 days in temperature of 250 to 300 degrees Celsius. So, biodiesel production. This process, transesterification are used for this process. In this flow chart, vegetable oil, animal fats, and convert into biodiesel. The oil is heated to reduce the viscosity. After they are directly used as a fuel and for a diesel engine. This is the process of production of biodiesel. Next. Recently, Western Railway operating biodiesel fuel train. Biofuel is alternative fuel. It is very helpful for environment, and it is the future of India. Thank you.
Thank you. You can start. Yes, Kazi, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest and respected teachers and all my dear friends. Today we all gather here for 2 days international conference. My presentation topic name is Moringa extract protect from eye conjugative. Eye conjugative means आपल्याला एका किंवा डोळ्यातून घाण येणे अशा प्रकारे जेव्हा आपल्याला त्रास होतो किंवा डोळे येणे असं म्हणतो. आय कॉन्जुगेटिव्ह म्हणजे डोळे येणे असं ते विविध प्रकारचे असतात. The organ of vision so arranged that even the most insignificant injuries can lead to decrease of visual function and even to blindness. Show the more than 40% complication after injuries. It is connected with the wrong evacuation of patient. objects of these injuries different between serious and less serious patients causes red eye. The record the common systematic disease affecting the eye and different between the serious and less serious patients. There is 6 types of eye disease. First is a healthy eye. The healthy eye is a like a normal eye. Second is a pterygium eye. In this eye there is an infection, ulcery. And third is a cataractic eye. There is a on our air bubble there is a injuries during chemical erosion. Third is a bilephtharis. There is a genetic smoking interaction. Fourth is a glaucoma, and sixth conjugatives. Conjugatives is a infection, ulcery, vitamin and deficiency, chemical irritation, genetic smoking. Sir, next. In moringa leaves, the leaves may contain a vitamin A. Vitamin A is the most important role for eye disease. Second is a vitamin B1, thiamine. Third one B2, riboflavin. B3, float and ascorbic acid, vitamin C, calcium and potassium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus and zinc. Infection etiology could be being hereditary, UV rays, dietary deficiency of vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B and protein. The content are mainly useful for moringa leaves, but vitamin A is the most important role of eye conjugatives. So next. The main flavonoids found of the leaves are mycelium and quercetin. The main important role of the moringa leaves is on the two content. First is quercetin. Their structure is seen above the screen. Quercetin is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, stabilize the cell that release the histamine in the body. And second is quercetin. Quercetin is an anti-tumor activity, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory and anti-diabetic, antimicrobial activity. Benefits. There are many benefits of benefits of moringa powder, moringa juice, like moringa oils. It may be helps to balance hormones in our body. It may protect the liver. It may reduce the inflammation. It may balance our sugar. This helps to fight the effects of fats and stress, as well as the enhancing conjugative. The quercetin is a antibiotic, antifungal, antioxidant, antioxidant and antibacterial, anti-inflammatory and antiviral. Modest reduction in sugar as cholesterol levels. Moringa leaves have most of the important thing. They have anti-cancer, anti-diabetes. We use as a moringa abstract as a juice, like a drop, like a oil. Thank you, sir.
Now, sir, any question? So my question regarding if the drops or ointment, whatever you have shown your slide, how you have made it sterile? Unless and until it is sterile, it is very dangerous to use as such directly. So have you ever thought what precaution should be taken?
In moringa leaves, there are many types of acid are present, but the vitamin A and mycelium and quercetin are the most important role of eyes conjugative. We take small part of the day to 2 to 3 times in a day. And it's cover 7 to 8 days coverage.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon. First, thank you all of my teachers for giving me that opportunity. We are gathering here for international conference, which is really amazing and helpful for future studies. And I'm here presenting my presentation. I start with my introduction. My name is Akash Miliga Pushago. I'm for chemistry department. My topic name is biomaterials and healthcare, which prevent natural mosquitoes and statistics. What is biomaterial? Biomaterial focusing on the development of materials that improve the interface between technology and human tissues. This research of introduction. Today, we are using various materials which are causing a little materials have some disadvantages, but most materials which actually doesn't ever of it. Now that mosquitoes causes us various health problems, so we use a lot of materials with prevention for mosquitoes, like incense stick spray. But this incense stick, this smoke causes some serious damages, like it can causes asthma and similar types of respiratory problems. So we are preparing to make our incense stick, which will be made from only natural materials, which will not cause any harm to health of person, but run away mosquitoes. The effectiveness will be very high. Next one.
Internet problem. You can speak, no problem. Meanwhile, the internet will become.
Objective, cow dung. Cow dung is a NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Cow dung antibacterial properties make it a good natural disinfectant. The ingredient of cow dung and phytochemical compounds of plant extract are responsible for mosquitoes repellents. Second are cow urine. Ammonia NH3 cow urine has a virus medicinal qualities. It is also helps to kill virus types of insects in the air. So it will make these incense sticks. Third one, marigold. Marigold is easy to grow annual flower in it smell that deters mosquitoes. Fourth one, neem. Neem is a medicinal plant. There are usually neem. It is a easily available neem plant. Also increase the oxygen level of environment. So we are using the neem plants used in our incense sticks, as it is very useful for fighting with mosquitoes. Five one, chitrol. None of it distinct smell chitinal grass is the most commonly used natural ingredient in mosquito repellents. In fact, the Brookline Botanic Garden recommends lemon, scantail plants, such as chitinal grass to keep mosquitoes at bay. It one basil. Basil plant is a basic medicinal plant. Basil leaves are used in various Ayurvedic treatments because it is highly useful. Basil is available and mosquitoes have to smell of basil. Then my product of mosquito incense stick. Application by my product in incense stick as a very useful and anyone can use it easily. These incense stick are purely natural, so it cannot damage or harm any person health. The effectivity will not go down of the sticks. Also, it is a price will be very minimum, so everyone can afford it. The specialty of these sticks are does not kill mosquitoes, but due to it, mosquitoes run away. By some mosquitoes killing sticks, mosquitoes get killed and they eat called get waste. Thank you. Thank you.
So really it is creditable that without slides he had presented
And the topic he had chosen is quite applicable, very much necessary to everybody's life. So thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Due to time limit, we are going to stop here because we have received many oral presentations. Some are offline, some are online. So now offline and online we have taken, but the remaining oral presentation, I request to participant, please send us your presentation clip. You will be considered as an oral presentation. So I repeat, all participant who are going to present oral presentation, I request to you all, please send your 5-minute oral presentation clip that will be also considered as a oral presentation. Thank you so much. For the participant, there is a half-hour lunch break now. You have to come back sharp before 2 p.m. Okay. I repeat, you have to come back sharp 2 p.m. because another 2 session is going on. One is from Nigeria, one from although he is an Indian, Golab sir, but he will be from Arabian country. So both session will be online, but one is Fabina, who's going to conclude the international conference. So it's valuable talk. So please come at 2 p.m. Thank you.